Levee got to be Levee. And he don't need nobody messing about with him about the white man. Because you don't know me. You don't know Levee. You don't know what kind of blood I got, what kind of heart I got beating in here. I was 8 years old and I watched a gang of white men come into my daddy's house and have their way with my mama any way they wanted. We was living in Jefferson County, about 8 miles outside Madison. My daddy's name was Memphis. Memphis Lee Green. Had 50 acres of good farming land. And I'm talking about good land. Grew anything he wanted. He done saved and borrowed so he could buy the land from Mr. Halley's widow woman after he done passed on. Folks called him an uppity nigger because he done saved for him to buy that land and be independent. It was coming on planting time. My dad used to go to Nats to get some seed and fertilizer. He called me and said, Levee, you are the man of the house now. You take care of it, Mom. I was 8 years old. I was a little boy. My mom was standing there, frying chicken in the kitchen. And a gang of white men came into my daddy's house. Must have been 8 or 9. There was my mama in that kitchen frying up that chicken. And they take hold of her just like you take hold of a mule and make them do what you want. There was my gang. There was my mama with a gang of white men. She tried to fight. I could see it wasn't doing her any good. So I figured whatever they were doing to her, they might as well do it to me too. So my daddy had a knife for hunting and working and whatnot. And I knew where he kept it. So I went and got it. I'm going to show you just how spooked up by the white man I am. I tried my damnedest to cut that man's throat. I stabbed him in the shoulder with it. And he reached back and whacked me across the chest with it. And that's what made them stop. They was afraid that I was going to bleed to death. My mama wrapped me up in the sheet. Took me 2 miles to Furlough Place, then drove to Doc Halpin's, where he was waiting on a calf to be born. He said he had time to see me. So they took me up to Miss Etta, the midwife, and she fixed me up. My daddy came back and acted like he'd accepted the facts of what had happened, but he had gotten the names from the men from Mom. Then he announced that he was moving out of the county. He said goodbye to everybody, all the neighbors. My daddy went in the face of one of them crackers that had been with Mom, smiled in his face, and sold him all land. Moved over to relations in Caldwell, got it set up. And after that day, I never saw my daddy since. He sneaked back. He was hiding in the woods, laying to get the 8 or 9 men. He got 4 of them before they got him. They went in the woods, caught up with him and hung him and set him afire. My daddy was not spooked by no white man, no sir. And that taught me how to handle him. My daddy went in that cracker's face and grinned, smiled in his face, and sold him his land. That taught me how to handle them. All the while he was planning on how I was going to get him and what he was going to do to me. So I can go and smile and say, yes, sir, to whoever I please. I've got time coming to me. wall. Just back up and leave Levee alone about the white man.